I suggest you don't worry about this sort of thing and just enjoy yourself. That goes for you all, too.
Yes.
What's up, you filmy people? I am Akash Sikri and I welcome you all to the another episode of FilmGyaan. You might have seen several films and have noticed the black strips on the top and the bottom of the image, and in some other films on the sides of the image. So today we are going to talk about the history of aspect ratio. In regards to films, aspect ratio is the proportional relationship between the height and the width of the image you see on the screen. The essential idea behind the aspect ratio is pretty simple. You will usually see them referred to as two numbers separated by a colon. For instance, 4:3 or 1.33:1. In each of these cases, the first number refers to the width of the screen and the second to the height. For every 4 inch in the width, there will be 3 inch in height. Over a century ago, the very first films were projected in the 4:3 aspect ratio on the standard perforated film strip. This meant the image was 4 perforations high with the advent of sound, which was soon incorporated on the same film strip rather than on a separate gramophone record. This shifted slightly to incorporate the audio information, thus film's original dimension, that is 1.33:1, were changed slightly to 1.37:1. This was the ratio officially approved by the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences in 1932 and so became known as the Academy ratio. This aspect ratio ruled the Hollywood for next 20 years, and its most famous incarnation is undoubtedly the film Citizen Kane. In 1952, a system called Polyvision was developed, boasting the absurdly wide aspect ratio of 4:1. It necessitated 3 1.33 films being projected side by side and was devised exclusively for the epic final reel of Abel Gance's film Napoleon. Unfortunately, you could clearly see the divides between each of the 3 projected images, so it was far from a seamless image and didn't take off. However, cinema managed the technique rather better. Similar to Polyvision, it used 3 cameras and 3 projectors to achieve a wide image, but it was a lot smoother. In addition, it was projected on a curved screen, thereby enhanced the immersiveness of its 2.59:1 ratio. While the technique of a multi-camera and multi-projector setup wasn't that cheap and practical, the allure of widescreen proved too strong to ignore. In 1953, CinemaScope managed 2.35:1 aspect ratio and did so with just one camera and projector. In order to achieve this, the camera must use an anamorphic lens to shoot the action. This basically resulted in the image on the 35mm film strip being distorted but also being higher quality, as it has no waste surface area on the film strip. In 1957, MGM launched Ultra Panvision 70, also known as MGM 65, which boasted an extraordinary ratio of 2.76:1 on 70mm film. It was twice as large as the standard 35mm film were used to. The ratio was most famously used in film Ben-Hur. Since then, aspect ratio have continued to change, but increasingly in line with taste rather than technology. Filmmakers today have a lot of options in their disposal, but the most common ratios for modern films are 1.85:1 and 2.39:1. Of course, plenty of filmmakers aren't content with just one aspect ratio. Like in film A Serious Man, the director showed their enigmatic prologue in 4:3 ratio to show the old period of time before switching to 1.85:1 for the rest of their film. And Sam Raimi goes one better in the film Ozzy, the Great and the Powerful, changing the aspect ratio mid-shot from 4:3 to 2.35:1. One of the best examples for the creative use of aspect ratio is the film The Grand Budapest Hotel. In the film, Wes Anderson is like a kid in a camera lens store, and he gives viewers something a potted history of aspect ratio in 3 easy steps. It starts off pretty normal, with the prologue presented in the fairly conventional modern ratio of 1.85:1. Film then switches to the 2.35:1 for its 1960s section, where F. Murray Abraham and Jude Law meet and converse over some delicious looking food. Anderson then changes aspect ratio once again to the old-fashioned Academy ratio 1.37:1 in the main body of the film. So that's it for this video guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give this video a big thumbs up and share it with your filmy family and friends, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel, which will motivate me to make awesome content for you guys. Till then, make and watch some great films.